Okay, so here's the tray for the whites, here's the trays for the charcoal, here's the tray for the 2 tones of blue, and unfortunately I ran out of trays, so I can actually put these guys in as well. Maybe I'll stick these guys with this and then get something small, like one of the lids of one of my other model kits, and or I'll probably put it on the main box itself. But I want to make sure I want to show you these first before we before I continue removing these. But let's review some of these parts here. I did discuss this part, which I was thinking, you know, one part would be painted chrome, the other one would be the dark aluminum, and it does have a separation here. It wasn't 2 parts that I thought it was going to be, so it's going to be easy for me to mask it off. Obviously, once I finish painting one color, then, you know, paint the other on. I was trying to be very careful with these parts, especially, you know, using my Gundam Planet nippers, because I mentioned before that even though it has a smooth surface, it has a weird way of, you know, making some sort of weird indentation. I would like to demonstrate it, I just don't want to ruin a part. So I'm gonna take one part to see if maybe we can, you know, figure it out. So there's no light here, so let me see if I could do like right up to there. Come on, focus. I believe that could be good. Maybe I can do this. Alright, so there is a smooth surface here. I'm going to try. I've had problems where if I cut through here, it doesn't look good. So I'm going to use it all the way here to the end. I'll line it up properly, make sure it's in the correct angle, and then snip. And as you could see, there's no stress. There's no stress on the part itself, but there is something that needs to be sanded down. There's like a little impression that goes down. So I'm kind of hesitant to do it on all these other parts. I want to like do it as not close to the you could say close to the vest as possible. I want to do just a little bit there, and then cut it off so there's a little bit there so I can sand it off. These are the things that, you know, these are the obstacles that I come across with certain with pretty much any Gundam kit or model when I use these type of nippers. I had a conversation with someone telling me that they had to actually replace these nippers from Gundam Planet because they were bending. I never had a problem with the tips bending because you know, when you use tools like these are precision tools. These are not hammers or industrial clippers. These are precision precision clippers that you want to use professionally, calmly, and be diligent with what you do. So put that to the side. I'll get to them later. Obviously, I have to sharpen some of my X-Acto knives so I can clean up each and every part. Kind of like reviewing each and every one of these guys to make sure they look good. Some parts I was looking at and I was like enjoying the actual type of detail. Like this part was for the I guess the railgun, and it has that nice piping thing. And I'm saying, oh, okay, maybe I should paint this. Probably hand painted, and I want to try that. The blues looks really nice in this color. There's some parts that needs to be cleaned up as well. Charcoal, of course, I want to work on the charcoal first, and I'm going to build the inner frame and see how it looks compared to today's inner frame. I mean, this inner frame is technically over 10 years old, so I want to build it and see how it looks and get an overall scale of this. I've already finished building this guy, which is pretty simple. Of course, I'm going to put it to the side. And let me just continue on cleaning. and then I'll work on the inner frame. Okay, so here is the completed inner frame of the Freedom Gundam, the original, of course. Very good detail. Strong, very strong. Stiff, and that gives me a little pause. Clearly, of course, it's an old kit. I found stiffness a little bit here, which is no big deal, especially when you bend the arms. Turning can be a little bit of a challenge here. Doesn't seem like a problem, but you feel like something weird. This part, where now I had to assemble the white part because this doesn't have an inner frame for the shoulder. You had to use the armor part for the shoulder. And even though this thing it'll go all the way through, it doesn't go all the way through because you have to push it in, and I don't want to push it in just yet. Obviously, we're not done yet. I just want to keep it up to there, and I'm afraid to push it in because it's a little unwieldy, and I have a feeling that if I push it in, I don't want to break it. The last thing I want to do is break this kit. So we're just going to take this step by step and slowly. The joints around the waist unit is fine. Obviously, this waist, not the waist, the waist. The torso area looks a little lame, of course. This little block thing there. Yes, clearly this doesn't have a core booster, but I was shocked when I saw this and said, "Wow." You would think they will have more detail. Obviously, we'll probably see that in the 2.0. Again, this thing is stiff, so if you can hear that, I'm not fond of it, but it is what it is. It is very strong. The one thing I'm not liking is this, and I thought that would be like a hydraulic part. I was like looking and saying, did I miss something? And I says, no, this is pretty much it. Like that. But it's okay. It's good. I kind of like the balance, the feet. Feet came out, looks really nice. Now the hands are the original, 3-finger hand, you could say. So you have the thumb, you have the pointer, and then the remaining fingers are all one part. Now, unlike the 2.0 Zaku, which you can actually cut it in half, this one you can't. This is like really molded in, so there's no way to cut this in half. Cut this, in 3 pieces. But that goes right here. And I have the other hand here, which I'm going to assemble. I have that part here, followed by, that part. And then we have this. And then before I put the top part of this, I'm going to put the ball joint thumb there. Put that here. Good. We'll put that here. There you go. Now we got all the hands. I was looking a little bit more on the inner frame parts, seeing if there's any other part that I need. I have this part here, which is for the shoulder. But again, there's no inner frame for the shoulder. It's all outer frame. So I'm not going to put this on. This is going to be for later when I clean this up. Waist unit, I think this one goes into one of the armors. And I don't see any place where you can stick it, so obviously this is something else. Yeah, everything else must be for the for the wings and all that other stuff. The one thing I did assemble is the beam rifle. I put this on so I can get the sanding paper and then sand it around so that way it's nice and even. Let's put this on anyway. And of course, there's no inner frame part for the head, which is a shame. But what are you gonna do? Now, even though this looks okay, this is unlike previous model kits or current model kits, where there's a peg that can hold up the beam rifle. This one can barely hold it up. Look at that. This is, unless I'm missing something, this is as far as it goes with the beam rifle. So I'm starting to see, I'm hoping the overall difference between this one and the new kit that just came out. We'll just put this to the side. And then of course I have the stand here and the little polycap, polycap part that goes there. To look at like that. There you go. Nice. Very nice. So what I'm going to do is there's parts that needs to be sanded down a bit. So I'm going to take my time and sanding it down, cleaning it up as best as I can. I'm going to take it apart, of course, so they can be airbrushed. This one, of course, is going to be part of the white part section, because then they have to be chromed up as well. So this does not, I don't have to worry about painting the inside of that, because everything is only going to be covered. You're not going to see it. Whoops. All right. So far, I'm digging the build. Hopefully, you guys are. Let's continue on and clean up the stuff.